Welcome back to BBB Adventurers, everybody.
Welcome back.
We're sitting in the office at Frank's place.
We're at Frank's place.
The three of us. Not sure if you can tell Disco's on the couch with us. He might be camouflaged a bit.
He's over there.
He's right there. So we have some news to share with you.
This episode's about a slight directional change that we're taking in our future plans. Plans that we've reviewed on the channel before. So if you've been with us a while, some of this is gonna be familiar. Yeah, be a little familiar. The plans that we're talking about have to do with our future adventure vehicle. You may remember when we bought Birdie, there's an episode about that process when we bought Birdie.
And there's episodes of us taking trips in Birdie.
Yeah, love Escape the Snow. The whole Escape the Snow series, we were in Birdie. We had a good time, and a lot of the things that we thought we would like about that motorhome, about that Toyota motorhome, turned out to pan out and be true. Then there are some things that we didn't really know until we used it.
Right, there's some things we really didn't put enough weight on.
Yeah, if you go back and rewatch that, we'll put a little bit of it here.
The matrix.
Yeah.
Our decision matrix.
You can see from that decision matrix, from that analysis, that the three options we considered, which were a Toyota motorhome, some sort of a Sprinter type van, and a bus, a small bus, school bus, they were pretty close. And the van and the motorhome are actually a point apart. So it really said that any of them would have been a good decision. And so there's emotional parts of a decision that are hard to know, they're hard to predict, they're hard to think about ahead of time. They really are. You don't really know how you're going to feel about something until you do it or you buy it or whatever. You can try to project that, but you're not necessarily going to get it.
One of the biggest issues that I have had with Birdie from day one, and we should have put this into the matrix, but we didn't, is that Birdie's an RV.
It's an RV.
And
it will always be an RV.
It will always be an RV. Even Birdie 2.0 was still going to be an RV.
An RV.
And, you know, boy, 2 years ago, when we were talking with your dad about our future adventure vehicle, he always pushed us towards the RVs. He's like, why don't you go look,
Go buy an RV.
Go buy an RV.
It's all done.
And we were like, we don't want an RV. But what did we do?
We bought an RV.
We bought an RV.
Yeah, we did. And we thought we would basically gut that RV and then we would build it out like a van or a bus, and then it would be our own and it would be exactly what we wanted. It's still going to be an RV, even if we did that. And I spent a lot of time on thinking about, ways to redo Birdie 2.0. And that also brings us to another issue. I think converting a motorhome into an adventure vehicle, into a sort of a personalized adventure vehicle, is not as easy as I thought it was going to be. For example, just as one example, putting solar panels on the roof of Birdie turned out to be non-trivial. It's possible, you can do it, but to do it without drilling holes into what's otherwise the Achilles heel of the motorhome, which is a leaky roof. I mean, most of those Toyota motorhomes have water damage as a result of a leaky roof. So now I was going to drill holes in it. I was trying to figure out ways around that. And, a bus, big metal frame, you just bolt it on there. You don't really worry about it. A van, they basically have kits for roof racks that have solar mounts. You just buy it and bolt it on. It's all there, So that's just one example of where,
upgrading Birdie to Birdie 2.0
was not going to be trivial.
Right.
And it also, and this was in the matrix, but its gross vehicle weight rating was pretty low, and it had no towing capacity. So we had no options for towing something. Let's say that we needed to move a car, or we wanted to tow a car for some reason, or we needed to go help one of our kids with a major project and I wanted to take a bunch of tools. We could have got a little utility trailer, but you can't do that with. And that's one of the things we took a bunch of stuff to Jake, our son, in the Escape the Snow trip. We took him the pachinko machine and some other stuff from my dad's estate. And there was no place to put it, you know, and we couldn't put it on the roof, and we couldn't haul a trailer. We couldn't put, there was no place we could put a rack on the back bumper. I mean, we went in the shower. So the shower was pretty much useless the whole trip. So that was another little eye opener. Anyway, we decided that Birdie was, we loved her, and we enjoyed the trips that we took in her, and we took her down south twice, and she was reliable. She's a great RV, but she's not a great adventure vehicle. And so what did we do?
We sold Birdie.
Birdie's gone. Bye-bye, Birdie.
Here's footage of her driving away.
Yep.
Thumbs up. Wave to him. You missed it.
I should start playing songs.
There she goes.
Oh, she looks good.
Bye-bye, Birdie.
It's a good looking rig.
With her bike rack and with her bike rack and all. There she goes.
Bye-bye, Birdie. Bye-bye.
So what are we pivoting to?
Yeah, what are we pivoting to?
Every time we were on the road with Birdie and we would see an adventure vehicle go by on
any of the van chassis, whether it was a Ford Transit or a Sprinter, a Mercedes Sprinter, or a Dodge ProMaster,
we would go, oh,
oh,
that could have been us.
yeah, we had this weird attraction to it. It's like, oh, I like that, you know,
why isn't that us?
yeah, that could be us. Why, you know, it's weird. It's an emotional thing.
Yeah.
It's not a logical thing, but we have. And this is also where we probably didn't give enough weight. We've always been attracted to the van, and we watch tons of van people on YouTube, we were attracted to the van. So that's what we pivoted to.
Well, that's what we pivoted to.
Once we decided to pivot to a van, I had done a bunch of research before on what van, chassis, what platform is the best, and the trade-offs, and I had spreadsheets, and I did analysis, and I had measurements, and I had, again, watched all sorts of ProMaster's the best one, no, Mercedes is the best one, which is the best one, and none of them are perfect. They all have trade-offs. For example, if you want four-wheel drive, the ProMaster is only front-wheel drive. There's no four-wheel drive option. So but because it's front-wheel drive, it's easier to build out in some ways, because you don't have a drivetrain and a rear differential and a drive line and all that stuff to deal with. So you got more space underneath it. You know, the ProMaster has straighter walls there, so it's easier to do the build out. But the Mercedes is a little bit longer. Blah blah blah. So anyway, we looked at all those trade-offs, and one constraint we have is when it's done, it has to be less than 10 feet tall.
With all of the accoutrements on top.
If we put an air conditioner up there, if we put solar panels, whatever goes on the roof, the whole thing cannot be more than 10 feet tall, because that's as tall as the doors are at Frank's place. And I'm not gonna,
we're not gonna get a vehicle we can't park inside.
Right, that's just a hard stop. And so we took all of these things into account. We're not gonna go over but we ended up deciding that the ProMaster was the best for us. So we started once we decided that, I just started looking online, and we stumbled across a deal in Beaverton, Oregon, and struck a deal with these people.
We'd like to introduce our new adventure vehicle. A 2023
Ram ProMaster 3500 high roof extended cargo van. We vlogged a little bit on this trip to go pick it up, so we're going to roll that footage now.
Hi.
Where are we?
Seattle. SeaTac.
Why? In the airport.
At the airport.
Why are we in the airport?
Now we're going to Portland.
Yeah, we're going to Portland today.
We're going to see Kelly and Todd.
Yeah, that's where we're going. Yep. Anyway, we're going to Portland to pick something up. We decided to buy something.
And we'll bring you along.
Yeah, we're going to take you with us. We went from Idaho Falls to Seattle. We found this thing on the web this morning and decided we were gonna do something about it, and then we booked our flights at the last second
Went to
and
the bank at the last minute.
went to the bank at the last second, hauled ass to the Idaho Falls Airport at the last second, and now
Here we are.
here we are. So we're gonna do this now. We're gonna get on this plane from Seattle to Portland, and we're gonna
Go see Kelly and Todd.
yeah, gonna do our thing. See you later. You guys are clever. That's my necklace. We made it to my sister's.
Yeah, we did.
My best get in her suitcase.
I'm trying to get my pajamas. It's late.
Yeah, it's late.
Almost 11 o'clock at home, but almost 10 o'clock here.
We changed time zones,
Yeah, we did.
but now we're gonna go to bed. We're gonna pick up our thing tomorrow.
We're gonna go pick up our thing,
Yeah,
our new thing.
yeah, new thing. Now we're gonna go to bed.
Disco's here.
Good night.
Wow, that looks like the Pacific Northwest out the front window, doesn't it? That's because it is.
It is.
That's because it is.
Well, it's been a whirlwind weekend and it's not over. We have 750 miles to drive today to get this vehicle back to Frank's place. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do today.
Now that we have this beautiful new van in our garage, what's next?
What is next? I can tell you what's next. The triple bypass, Ragbri,
Luna refresh.
getting Lunar Refresh done, cleaning up Frank's place, and finishing the organization that I've been trying to do to that. There's a lot of things that are going to happen first. Because if I start into this project, then
Those things will never get
those
done.
things will never get done. So we are anxious to get started, but have to get some of this other stuff done first. So, so that's kind of what's next. So in parallel to all those other projects, I've been thinking a lot. We've been talking a lot about layouts. We've been rewatching YouTube videos of van layouts and van builds, and we have a pretty good idea of what the basic layout is going to be. So let's just go over to the van now, and we'll give you a little tour, and we'll talk at a high level of what we're thinking in terms of the conversion. This is it. This is the one. So what are we thinking in terms of layout? So
Yeah, I think you're standing in the bed.
yeah, we're gonna do. We thought a lot about different bed options. There's elevator beds, jack beds, and there's Murphy beds, and we've done the mental thought process of looking at all those. I took a bunch of measurements. I modeled up a shell in 3D CAD to scale, and we started laying stuff out. So here's our current thought process. We're gonna do the fixed bed here, fixed bed. And with the garage underneath, so that we have the electrical system and maybe a water tank and whatever, and then storage from the back. If you've seen any van videos, you've seen a van with a fixed bed back here. So fixed bed, we're gonna put swivels on both of these seats. So both seats are gonna swivel facing this way. The kitchen is gonna be here, sort of typical. Again, I think you've seen it. There's a part of the kitchen island consumes part of this door space, and then the fridge somewhere. But so it's going to be a basic layout. So there's nothing sort of unique, I don't think, about what we're thinking about in terms of the layout. A small dinette where this pivoted seat is half of that. There's a lot of van videos out there. What's going to be unique about it is the details, and those are the ones that I'm working through in terms of how do we make this the perfect adventure van for us and our lifestyle, and accommodate our cycling and accommodate the things that we want to do. It'll be, completely off grid. It's going to have a huge solar system, a huge battery. So those are all the details that we're working through. We'll give you future updates when we have that process a little bit further along. I got the CAD models more refined, more dialed in, and we'll certainly going to share that in future updates. But for now, this is just a great big empty canvas that we get to paint our future.
Yeah. So, what is the timeline for the completion of this adventure vehicle? Because I'm ready to start #van life.
Oh, that's such a good question.
Tomorrow?
No.
No, we already talked about why not tomorrow.
Not tomorrow. Well, I think I'm terrible at this. If you've been watching the channel for a while, I thought I was going to get Luna done more than a year ago to take to Wisconsin for a Corvair convention. That
was not through any fault of your own.
Just saying, I'm not good at this timeline estimation. So realistically, we're going to spend the rest of the summer doing the things I talked about. Then we're going to spend a bunch more time planning the layout, that sort of thing. I think realistically, we don't get started on this. The soonest we would get started on this build out would be end of this year.
After the holidays, after Christmas holiday, probably.
Yeah, probably after the Christmas holidays. It may even run into, quite honestly, early next year before we get started.
So we made a conscious decision when we sold Birdie that we would not be making a trip south next winter.
So that we could work on this thing. So there'll be no escaping the snow next year. We won't be escaping the snow.
So we'll be probably starting our #van life build.
I think our series for next winter, instead of escaping the snow, will be suffering the snow.
Yeah, suffering the snow.
Suffering the snow.
Well, we dive full time into the Builder series.
Yeah. This is where the Builder series and our normal Saturday releases may begin to mesh a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
As we struggle to create content on bicycles in the wintertime. But you never know. You never know. You just don't know what's going to happen. So, but that's the time we're going to bring you along every step of this process. But we have a lot of planning to do. We have a lot of 3D CAD work to do. We got a lot, we got stuff to do. We're going to bring you along most of those steps. And you'll get to watch us build this thing out. And then once we get started, it's probably the better part of a year, I'm guessing, to do the full build out. So that puts us on the road. Well, we're planning some trips too. We got some big bike adventures that we're going to be planning, which could interrupt that build process. We want to do a pretty, an Apollo mission 2.0 type ride, which probably happens before the van's done. We'd like to do a lot of traveling. We want to take the bikes to Europe. We don't know when that's going to happen. It's just hard to say what the completion timeline is, because we got to live our lives too. So, but stay tuned, because it's going to be a fun build.
Okay, we need your help.
Oh yeah.
We have yet to name this vehicle.
It has no name.
It has no name.
Luna has a name. Birdie had a name.
Franklin has a name.
Mary Beth has a name. Disco has a name.
This vehicle doesn't have a name.
It doesn't have a name.
We have one requirement. It needs to start with the letter B.
B. So that it's
BBB Adventurers.
Something Bikes and Beers. Birdie Bikes and Beers was where we were headed for a while. Now it's something else. So we need your help. In the comments,
put your suggestion.
Yeah, we want your help naming it.
Wide open for suggestions.
Yeah.
So, thanks for following along.
Thanks for sitting through this and getting the update. We'd love to hear any feedback you have. If you think we're stupid,
no, don't tell us that.
Yeah,
we already know.
If you think you're stupid, if we think you're stupid, keep it yourself. No. We'd like to hear from you. Your thoughts on selling Birdie and buying this thing. we're curious what you think about what's going on. We are interested in your opinion.
So, as always, enjoy the ride.
Wear a helmet. See you next time.